That's the picture that came up when, what was that? Oh, interesting. That's the picture that came up when, who's that on there? What's behind here? It's got a picture of, there's a video behind, okay, never mind. Sorry, I made a little mistake here. I was looking at, there's a picture of that, this Joe Rogan's episode of a podcast on it. It's behind the camera. And besides, this is not really the best camera to pick for this one. I should have probably had this turned up a little better. I didn't realize where it was at the time. I'm trying to stand up. But there's this beautiful picture. That popped up right when I answered the phone when Pam called. I didn't realize that they intended to go to church and then come here like later afterwards. I thought they were going to come over like at 9:30, like around this time. And then she answers the phone. I answered the phone with Pam there. This is the picture. I think I have it going every 3 minutes, so it must have been within 3 minutes. Wow. That must have been, oh my gosh, I mean, that must have been, she still had, there's Angel painting stuff on the wall, and the green screen. I mean, I can see from the picture, like from the, looking at it now, that she still had, up there are switches to a dandelion. Okay. They are going to come pick me up, and we're going to grab some coffee. I'm not. There's nothing very nervous about it. I guess it's a lot of emotion. I'm not used to dealing with. And I'm really not even used to dealing with it. I just barely get used to dealing with it with Dawn. But I was where Dawn needed me to be. She obviously didn't need me. She knew I could make it from here to wherever I need to be. Yeah, I think we're going to go down to Crimson. We're going to go to Crimson Cup Cafe, the Crimson Cup Coffee. Now, the funny thing is, this thing with the 3 C's, the Worthington Galena and the 3 C's. Worthington Galena and 3 C's. That's what the free man is between Worthington Galena and the 3 C's. And there's something about this, because this place where we're going to, Crimson Cup Coffee, Cord Camera Centers. Okay, 3C Highway is where Freeman Road was between Worthington Galena and 3C Highway. And I don't know what that's called, but that goes into Westerville. I think that's State Street. And that becomes Westerville Road, which it goes down to Columbia. Then it intersects with Cleveland Avenue. Or it merges with Cleveland Avenue down south, right past Northern Lights. So that's 3C. But somehow that manifests itself in Beachweld as Cord Camera Centers, and which is now the same location, which is Crimson Cup Coffee, which I believe is the coffee was in. It was the name of the cup. It was in Delaware, down to the Delaware Main Library when I was there in 2004 and 2008, I believe. It's interesting. Delaware, Ohio. I shouldn't be talking about the past. I guess I'm still running and I've forgotten. Well, there's no reason I have to stop. Okay, there's no reason for me to be nervous. There's no reason for me to be nervous. Because this is right around the corner where that Unitarian Universalist church is, and that's where I am. Well, I come in here to work at when this was Fort Cameron back in 2000. In 2001, I come in and stand out here and wait for them to open up, and I gave the people that be going to that church. I thought that. And, I don't know, I think this. There we go. And you just never come up in her feed. I think I could pause that. Well, I don't. See, this is interesting. This is where Coda buses have had Somali sign. Coda bus is the Somali sign. This is the first time I saw this language. Now, I was like looking at this when I first saw it, and I think it was 2005 or 2004 or 2005 or 2005. I saw this on a sign like this on a Coda bus. I saw a language that I'd never seen before. It looked like, see, I almost thought there was something they called Greeking in graphic arts, where they would put a mock language in there to fill it in, like for just to see what the graphic art looks like. And I couldn't imagine. I'd never seen a language where they had letters with like double Q's and O's, and Q I I and A J J O X. It just looked like I'd never seen a language written with such spelling. And I just tried to since this was the day before. This was in days before you could take a picture before you could take a picture like this. That's why I finally took a picture. I thought, hey, finally get a picture of it back in 2005, where I couldn't. Certainly couldn't in 2004 if it did, but I got a picture of that. But I looked up one of the words. I managed to memorize one of the words, and I looked it up on a Google search in 2005 when I got home, and sure enough, it was Somali. I'd heard about Somali, like Columbus being the Somali capital of America, really, except for the fact that Minneapolis has a larger Somali population. It's interesting because Columbus got to claim the Somali wood as being the in the northland, and I think the northland neighborhood is like the Somali. Is it possible? Would it be wrong to call it Little Mogadishu? I mean, there may have been a culture of Mogadishu at some time that could be preserved. This is like the culture of Mogadishu lives on in Columbus, Ohio. You could have a Somali style, like a Somali culture. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't capitalize this on, and do such a thing on good faith. You could have a restaurant, authentic Somali restaurants before Somalia became associated with lack of government more than anything else. Like, it's pretty much. I think the Somali people have better, better represent themselves, except the fact that they're ungoverned. Jeez. My gosh. thing that people talk about being Somali is synonymous with being ungoverned. I mean, it's like the only trait that anybody associates with Somalia outside of Somalia is the fact that Somalia is the one country that the anti-libertarians will say to libertarians on social media posts will say, if you don't like government, move to Somalia. That's the next one with then there's what's the other one? It was stop reading Ayn Rand, or put away your Ayn Rand. There's always something about just calling attention to the fact that you must be reading too much Ayn Rand. I've never read Ayn Rand, of course, but it doesn't matter. And the other one was what was the other one? Oh yeah, what about the roads? Well, that's not the same. That's not the same thing. Move to Somalia is one of the. What about the roads? That could be a legitimate concern. And what about the roads? There's people who don't believe that anyway. But move to Somalia, that's absurd. Okay. What about the roads is reasonable? I think that could be just. I think that could be defended as reasonable. I think. What about the roads? Because the people who do it. I've seen roads in no other way. There are those who've seen them. Those who've known roads no other way. Other than there are those who've known roads no other way than. Where, in fact, in a way, that's some of the things why people justify the kind of government use of things in this culture is because they seem to do things. As long as government has control of things that don't seem very, very emotional, then that's fine. I mean, I know that. Well, that's what I mean. I think that without authority, that what would happen is the jobs that require people to not be emotional and not be responded by emotion will drift to the people who have them. Like, I mean, there are jobs that are better suited for women, there are jobs that are better suited for men. That's the reason why they should. Positions. I mean, it's like. The Murray discrepancy. Okay, well, I'm gonna turn this off because I'm just talking back and forth. I'll talk about this when I get back. Love y'all.